Hi, I'm Kevin Keller, the CEO of CFP Board, and I want to take a moment to welcome all of you and thank you for joining us here. Today, I have the exciting task of announcing CFP Board's new online career center. We at CFP Board saw a need in the marketplace to create a destination for CFP professionals and those on their way to becoming certified, as well as for employers who have job and internship opportunities. We think you will find that the CFP Board Career Center is much more than a job board. It is a place that serves as a resource for those just starting off, as well as for those who are looking to grow their career as CFP professionals. I'd also like to take this opportunity to introduce you to two of my colleagues that'll be explaining more about the Career Center during this session. The first is Dr. Lisa Andrews, who recently joined CFP Board as our manager of the Career Center. I hope you'll come to think of Lisa as your guide through the Career Center and as an advisor of sorts during your career as a CFP professional. Lisa most recently was Director of Career Services at the University of Maryland University College. She served a primarily adult student population who were either career changers or re-entering the workforce after military service, and she helped them connect with career opportunities. She received her Ph.D. in higher education from the University of Arizona, and we're so pleased to have you with us, Lisa. I'd also like to introduce, and many of you know, my colleague Joe Magueri, CFP. Joe is our Managing Director of Marketing and Corporate Relations, and he comes to CFP Board after a number of years working as an advisor and a number of large financial services firms. Joe and Lisa will be taking us through the functionality of the Career Center and the ways in which we find that it will benefit employers, job seekers, and the public at large. Before we get started, please let me take a moment to thank Fidelity Institutional, who is the exclusive founding sponsor of the Career Center. Like us at CFP Board, they understand the need to attract, retain, and develop talent. Fidelity believes that the Career Center is a fresh, innovative approach in creating opportunities that will strengthen the financial planning profession. They also recognize that they are just one of many firms who are seeking to solve the talent crisis in the industry. So if you are a firm who would like to be a sponsor of the Career Center, please do not hesitate to give Joe Magueri on our staff a call, and he'll tell you about the opportunities we have. So we're going to have fun today. I think we're about ready to go. I'll turn it over now to Joe and Lisa.
Thank you, Kevin. First, a few housekeeping notes before we get started. If you run into issues with the audio for this presentation, or if it seems like the slides are out of sync, try refreshing your webinar console. To do that on a PC, press F5. If you're using a Mac, press Command R. You'll see a question function on your screen that you can use at any time during the program to submit questions to us. We'll try to address as many questions as possible during a Q&A session at the end of the program. And if we don't get to your question today during the broadcast, we will follow up with you to provide you the answer. We have a lot of good information to share with you today, and we intend to leave plenty of time to answer your questions. A recording of today's webinar will also be available. On the bottom of your screen is a button that allows you to download a promotional flyer for the Career Center, which you can use to spread the word. And now I'll turn it over to Kevin.
Well, Lisa, thank you very much. First of all, let's take a moment and let me tell you why we saw a need for the CFP Board Career Center. You know, there are plenty of job boards out there. However, we believe there was a gap that CFP Board was uniquely qualified to fill. But we knew we could do a better job than just a job board. There is a huge demand for CFP professionals, and we saw a role where we could be a matchmaker, if you will, while we were also serving as a clearinghouse for information for those interested in entering or expanding their careers, also a place for the employers. We believe that CFP Board is uniquely positioned to bridge that gap between financial firms and the next wave of young, highly qualified candidates and career changers. You know, the U.S. Department of Labor anticipates a 27% growth in the demand for financial planning professionals in the next decade. And at the same time, the demographics are such that we have more CFP professionals over the age of 70 than under 30. Firms need to find high-quality talent to replace retiring advisors and support the industry expansion. Our next slide illustrates why we are best suited to help this expansion. CFP Board has connections with, as of today, 71,393 CFP professionals, and the relationships we have with, as of today, 227 colleges and universities that offer CFP Board registered educational programs preparing people to take the exam. This means that we have direct connections with the current and the next generation of talented certified financial planning professionals who are looking for job opportunities in financial services. In fact, CFP certification is already the standard for financial planning, and likewise, we hope this Career Center will become the go-to resource for those looking to join a growing, thriving, and rewarding profession, whether it's during college, after graduation, or throughout an individual's career. And now, let me turn it again back over to Joe and Lisa, who will talk us through the site and how it works.
Thanks very much, Kevin. As Kevin alluded to earlier, in bridging the gap between firms seeking talent and those looking to enter the profession or further their careers, this online career center will benefit the public, employers, and job seekers. We'd like to spend the next few minutes showing you the Career Center and also discussing some of those benefits for each of these groups. So on this slide is a screenshot of our CFP Board Career Center showing the job seeker page. The Career Center has targeted content for job seekers, and on the next slide you'll see for employers. As Kevin mentioned, our vision for the Career Center was that it would be more than a job board. We believe it will serve as a one-stop shop for both employers seeking new talent, as well as students and financial professionals seeking better opportunities and resources to manage their careers. So this slide shows the employer page. For both job seekers and employers, the site can be accessed easily through the upper right-hand corner tab on our homepage, or by going directly to cfp.net/career-center. So let's talk about the benefits to the public. Kevin earlier previewed why we see the Career Center as beneficial to the public. And as he mentioned, there's going to be an increased need for financial planners as baby boomers retire, while the industry faces retirements of older advisors. That is why we're at a time when we need to encourage as many young people as possible to choose financial planning as a career. I should also mention that the Career Center will have a wealth of information for those people wanting to learn about financial planning as a career, both those thinking about choosing this field for college study and those thinking about changing their careers or looking for opportunities for growth. In addition, the center will help to place ethical, competent financial planners needed in the workplace. And all of this means that the public will be better served by our profession as a result of this new resource. So, for employers, what makes our Career Center different? First, for the employers who sign up to list their job opportunities on the site, they will receive the benefit of a highly trafficked website targeted to their potential talent pool. As this slide illustrates, our website currently receives each month 132,000 visitors, and they log each month 1.75 million page views. In addition, our websites, cfp.net, and the public site, letsmakeaplan.org, get more than 150,000 individual searches a year by consumers for CFP professionals. As Kevin also mentioned, we are the only organization that has both access to and regularly communicates with over 71,000 CFP professionals, which we know are in high demand by employers across the industry. And lastly, employers will benefit from the unique access we have with over 220 college and university registered programs that will produce that next generation of talent that they're seeking. This next slide shows the Career Center Employers page, where employers can post jobs helping to attract top talent and meet their recruitment goals. They can also become a featured employer, maximizing exposure to top professional talent. Employers can also benefit from helpful content, including advice on how to write an appealing job description, how to select the best candidates, how to develop an internship program, and also how to encourage diversity in the workplace. We have a large number of jobs already posted to our site, including entry-level and experienced positions. We also have many types of firms represented from all types of business models, both large and small firms. And I should mention that posting jobs is quick and easy, with very competitive pricing that you'll find outlined on the site. So now I'd like to turn it over to Lisa Andrews, the head of our Career Center, to talk about the benefits to job seekers. Lisa?
Thanks, Joe. We also wanted to take a moment to highlight the job seekers, and of course we hope they will find many benefits from the Career Center. We regard the Career Center as helpful at every stage of a job seeker's career. For those who are studying for the certification or newly graduated, we will have opportunities with internships, and once they are ready, we will have listings for their first job. Likewise, for those seeking to change careers and become a CFP professional, we will have advice, information, and jobs listed once they have completed their certification. Job seekers will be able to post their resumes for potential employers to see relevant job postings, and for those who don't yet have their certification, they can find out how to achieve the professional standards they need. On the Career Center, job seekers can also peruse relevant information, like skills needed for different levels of jobs, or how to develop an effective resume, and how to prepare for your interview. We will be actively sharing the Career Center across our network, including webinars like this one, with outreach to firms, colleges, and universities. We will, of course, also actively share links to the Career Center and job postings on our social media, including Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. In addition, we will be feeding posts on the Career Center to other job aggregators to extend their reach. Please make sure to follow @CFP Careers for the latest job openings.
Good. Well, Joe and Lisa, thank you very much. That's a quick overview. We have some questions that are coming in, so I'd like to go to that portion. Again, Lisa Andrews is the head of our Career Center here. So if you have a question, or if we don't get to you today, or you think of something downstream, or if you're, let's just say, for example, you've finished your education, you've passed your exam, you're trying to work through your experience requirement, Lisa's here to help you out and help you through this. So let's go to the first question. One of the questions, is from our friend Luke. Luke, nice to see you at Utah Valley University. Luke asks, is it possible for employers to make sure that these are paid internships and not unpaid internships? I think what we would say, Luke, is we're not going to get in the middle of the arrangements. We're providing, if you will, the marketplace for buyers and sellers. We would encourage, and we would hope that employers would find value in providing paid internships, but that's really between the employer and the individual student. Susan or Joe, do you have any other follow-up thoughts on that?
No, I think, there's obviously benefits to both. My son actually is in an internship right now that's unpaid.
What's he being paid?
He's being paid nothing. And so I think, it really is up to the employer and the student to really make those decisions. But we intend to have both.
And internships are valuable whether they're paid or unpaid. The point of an internship is to gain experience that you can add to your resume and help you clarify exactly what you want to do in the profession.
I guess I would also add, and I hear this when I'm out, there are many practice leaders, owners of practices, who use the intern program to identify prospective hires. So not only are they valuable for the student, but they're also very, serve as a funnel, if you will, to additional jobs. The next question we're going to comes from Michael. Will there be any job opportunities for experienced planners? So who will take, Lisa's will take that question.
Yes, there will. We already have jobs that are posted to the site, as if you go there you will see, and there's a variety. There are a lot of jobs that are there for experienced professionals, as well as jobs that are there for less experienced professionals, new professionals. So absolutely, there are jobs posted that are geared toward the experienced professional, the experienced CFP.
This is day one of the Career Center. We already have, almost 100 jobs posted on site?
Yes, in terms of the jobs that have been posted, we are looking obviously at a great start where we are right now, and we expect a lot more.
Great. Follow-up question, or a question along the same vein. Keith asks, can employers look for eligible candidates? Lisa, why don't you take that one?
Absolutely. So employers can search through the resume database to find candidates that they're interested in. So it is searchable by a variety of fields, so you can definitely do that. And also, you can be alerted when certain qualifications of job seekers come in to ask for, to apply for your position.
Great. Kevin asks, how, I said in the open that we were more than just a job board. And Kevin, is asking, well, how is CFP Board's Career Center more than a job board? It seems just like most posting sites, Kevin says.
Well, we're most definitely different from most posting sites because we have a lot of resources available for you to do research as well on your career and on becoming a CFP professional. For example, there's an article there of how to prepare for an interview. Very important information that you need to, before you step into an interview, you should really go over this information. So, and I'll tell you, the vision really for this Career Center in the future is to have coaches as well. I consider myself a coach, as Kevin mentioned earlier. I talked to a job seeker actually this morning who had retired and wanted to get back into the workforce and was asking me, how to do that, and I'm happy to help people with that process. So the vision is to have coaches that will help job seekers as well. So, this is a start, and we hope to grow it in the future to other things. But in the meantime, we do have the resources available on the site and the full resources of the CFP.net website as well.
Joe and Lisa, one or the other of you, would you speak to how we're working with the CFP Board registered programs to help feed the supply of candidates or prospective job seekers?
Sure, I'll take that, Kevin, and then maybe Lisa might want to add some things to that. But we're working very actively. So through our head of academic programs, Charles Chafin, we are engaging with all of the career centers at each of the registered programs and making sure they're aware of the career center's resources and also making sure that they are understanding how we are connecting with all the firms in the industry and the opportunity that represents for their students. I would mention that one major firm recently posted a job on our website, and we were very encouraged by, they put a preference for registered program graduates, and I think that's a great first step and a great message. In fact, we had several registered programs applaud them for their efforts, but I think it goes a long way to, as we discussed, building that bridge between the registered programs and the firms in the industry. So, Lisa, did you want to add anything to that?
We maintain very close relationships with our registered programs, and we see them as the future of the profession. So this Career Center is a way to get them involved, get them connected, and help them find a position that's appropriate for them to begin their experience requirement.
Well, along that same line, Jason at Penn State asked, is it possible for current college students to apply for an internship through the CFP Board Career Center?
Absolutely. We are advertising to employers and encouraging them to post their internships as well as full-time positions to the site. So it's one of the things we're marketing to our registered program students, that they'll be able to apply for internships as well as full-time entry-level positions on the site.
Jennifer asks, if we have the same position open in a variety of locations across the country, can we post the main job description and different job seekers directly so folks can apply? How do we handle that where, there may be a large firm that has openings that they're hiring in various regions across the country?
Sure. Well, when you're posting your job, you can specify the geographic locations where your jobs will be located. And in addition, you will have two options as to how applicants can apply to you. You can direct them directly to your URL or website, or you can direct them to an email address that will be unpublished to the job seeker. So the job seeker won't have access to that email address, so they won't be able to email you directly, but they will be able to email their application to you. So either a website or an email address that you provide.
And I'd just like to add one thing. On the job posting, they'll be able to indicate, one or more cities, or they can use a nationwide, address. So we've had firms that actually will post jobs by region. Depending upon the job, there may be certain candidates that, may not be more likely to relocate. So I think it's up to each employer to choose how they want to position that ad, but we're seeing employers post multiple jobs just to cast the net as wide as possible.
So we have a question that comes in. Is there any focus toward fee-only or fee-based or independent firms versus larger broker-dealers and wirehouses? And I'll take that one. Look, CFP Board is business model and compensation neutral. And so we're not focusing on the business model, although we encourage those people who are posting jobs to be candid and straightforward about what the job entails. But we're not including information there. It is our goal that the Career Center, the CFP Board Career Center, has a variety of different jobs with a variety of different business models. And if you're a student and you're just beginning your career, we would encourage you also to think about keeping an open mind as you look at positions there, because the days of old where it's open up your Rolodex or now the contacts in your phone and start dialing, there are still some positions out there. But many of even the firms that in the past may have had that as the port of entry for a position within their firm are modifying that and becoming much more progressive about how they bring new team members to a part of the organization. And finally, just to say, as it relates to business model, I would say that, again, with our business model neutrality, I would say that there are CFP professionals in a variety of different business models, benefiting their clients, serving their clients well, and we take no position one way or another. Who has access to this site? Is it open to corporate America?
Yes, so this is a public website. So when you go on our website, there is a tab for the Career Center, and so we see both job seekers and employers going to the site. But yes, it is open to the public.
Peter asks us to clarify the term registered program that we're referring to. So Peter, I'll take that question. In order to become certified at CFP Board, the primary pathway includes, first of all, completing a CFP Board registered program. We have registered programs at 227 colleges and universities. Some institutions, we have multiple programs. But we have 227 colleges and universities that have programs that we've reviewed and essentially approved to qualify an individual to sit for the examination. So when we talk about a CFP Board registered program, that's a program which upon completion qualifies an individual to sit for our exam.
And Kevin, if I could just add one thing to that. Kevin talked about the education requirement. So the registered programs is one pathway to that education. We do have a challenge option as well, which right now provides two alternatives in terms of completing one capstone course, or we just recently announced an alternative to the capstone. So this career site actually will provide multiple opportunities depending upon what education you've received. And I think the best thing to do is to talk to Lisa, the head of our Career Center, to really discuss where you are right now and which pathway makes sense for you.
Thanks, Joe. Maddie asks us what kind of resources will be made available for young people who have yet to land on studying financial planning in college. Will there be content tailored for students who are still in the decision-making process? Lisa?
That is a great question, and absolutely we would love to provide information about people who are exploring a career in the financial planning industry, including information about the various business models that they can explore and types of firms that they can work at. So it's absolutely a resource that we want to provide.
We don't have it there yet, though, today.
Correct.
Not on day one. Today's
Not on
day one.
but that's definitely something we would like to add so that we can really, again, encourage growth in the profession and try to grab those students who are maybe considering changing their major to something in the financial industry.
Okay, so the next question comes from Peter. You have mentioned that there are over 200 universities that offer CFP or financial planning courses. Where is that list located and the contacts there? So,
that's a great question. So if you go on our website, you'll see for people seeking CFP certification, there's a tab at the top. And if you go to that tab, there's actually a section where you can search for any registered program provider in the country. You can put in state or the type, and it will direct you to a list of colleges and universities where you can either go to Classroom, you can access them online, or a combination of both. So take advantage of that and find the program that meets your needs.
Okay, I have a question that was sent in ahead of time. You're based in D.C. Will all of the jobs posted be centered around the Northeast region?
Definitely not. So our jobs are national jobs. There are jobs from all over the country, and we have employers from all over the country, all 50 states. So although there is a large concentration of population in the Northeast, the jobs will come from everywhere.
Okay, Lisa or Joe, how can you do a post? I'm not sure. I'm trying to read this. It's a question around your resume, and is it confidential? Can everybody see it? In other words, if I'm working for an employer and my employer is looking for candidates and they see my resume, will they be able to see my resume?
You can keep the resume confidential. So, and then also I would say on your resume as well, you may want to consider, some people actually take their name off their resume, believe it or not. That is a technique that I have seen used. So that's something you can do, or take your location as well. I've seen people leave their name but take their location off their resume so that they're more of a confidential job seeker.
So that should answer Jesse's question as well about anonymity for job seekers. How long does the listing of a job remain on the site if it's not filled?
So right now we have 30-day job postings, but during the introductory period for jobs that are posted, individual jobs that are posted prior to January 31st, we're providing a 90-day job posting period. So there definitely are advantages which we've seen many employers take advantage of during this introductory period. So for those of you who want to take advantage of the high anticipated hits to the site as we roll this out, we would encourage you to post now. And if you do, obviously there are some benefits to getting an extended job posting.
Great. Here, this is a question that comes from Maria on the West Coast. Maria asks, how actively are you seeking job listings from all 50 states? She says a daunting job, no doubt, but necessary. And she said she's looked and there's only a couple listings right now in California. So, so speak, if you will, we're essentially creating this marketplace. So we're trying to build a supply of job seekers and a supply of employers, and speak to what we're doing for the marketing on the employer side.
Right. Well, we actually have contact lists for recruiters from financial services firms of a variety of types, and in all 50 states. So we're reaching out to all of them to market the site, get them to post, encourage them to do so. We're marketing to our own firms that we have intimate dealings with. So there's a lot of marketing going on to encourage firms from all 50 states to apply. And again, as Kevin mentioned earlier, today it is early in the site, so more to come. But absolutely, we will have more jobs coming from all of the 50 states.
And I would just add to that, when you're looking for a job on the site, you may only see a few jobs in your state, but keep in mind there are some employers who indicated their jobs are nationwide, so they're really casting a wide net. And others are posting for the region. So we have, one large employer who's posting, for example, in the entire Pacific Northwest. So, keep your eyes open for those opportunities on the site, and sometimes it takes a little bit more digging, but I'm sure as time goes by, you'll find something you're looking for.
Tom asks us, with so many older CFPs, will the site allow business owners to post financial planning businesses that are for sale?
We don't anticipate this to be kind of a clearinghouse for the sale of businesses. It sounds like an interesting proposition. We'd have to get some thought to it. We're really focusing on the human capital portion at this point. We think that's a great need right now, but you bring up an interesting point in terms of the next generation. And I would encourage you, though, to think of the Career Center as really a part of that succession planning, because it really means bringing someone in to take over more and more of that business over time. You think about it, a 23-year-old right out of college with a financial planning degree, taking over or working with a business owner who's 55, in 10 years when that person is 65, the college graduate will now be 32, 33, and in a position possibly to take over that practice. So think of this as an opportunity, and bringing in that younger planner at this time could be a great move.
Richard's a self-employed planner, and he asks, is there a fee to use the Career Center, or is it included in the $325 annual dues? So, first of all, I think just one clarification, and it's a little bugaboo with me. The annual renewal fee for certification is not dues. I think that would imply a membership organization. But the Career Center, the CFP Board Career Center, is free to use for those people seeking jobs. Right, Lisa?
That's correct. So job seekers, there is no fee to post your resume on the site or look for positions. The only fees that are associated with the Career Center Job Board are posting jobs. So jobs are, we do charge for job postings, as well as sponsorship opportunities, branding opportunities, becoming a featured employer, or making your job a featured job. So there are charges associated with that, but there are no membership fees or anything like that to join the site.
Lisa, if you would, just a brief bit about how you go about posting a job.
Sure. Posting a job is very simple. So on the employer portion of the job site that you saw earlier from Joe, you would create an employer profile. Once you've created an employer profile, it gives you the opportunity to then post your job. So you would click on Post a Job, and you would fill out the information for the job, and then at that point you would select how many jobs you want to post, you would post your information, and then you'll be invoiced for the job, so you pay at that time.
Thank you very much. Another question that came in ahead of time. I am an employer. What kinds of candidates am I going to find on the Job Center? Will there be a mix of entry-level and experienced candidates on the site?
That's a great question. Yes, there are a variety of different kinds of candidates. There are experienced professionals, seasoned professionals that are looking to, make a change in their career. There are college students looking to find an internship, or new college graduates looking for that first job to get experience in the field. So there's a variety. I've looked through the resumes, and I've seen a lot of different types of candidates. So I think it's a great talent pool, very highly qualified, and a lot of diversity as well.
And I'll just add to that, we designed the job categories to really fit what we think will provide the experience these candidates need. So when you think about students and career changers, they're looking to get that experience so they can ultimately become certified. So what we've done is really created those categories to guide employers to, those jobs that these candidates will be seeking so that they can obtain that experience and ultimately their certification.
If you joined us after the initial introduction, I'm Kevin Keller, the CEO of CFP Board. With me here today is CFP Board's Managing Director of Marketing and Business Relations, Joe Magueri, as well as Dr. Lisa Andrews, who is the head of the CFP Board Career Center. The next question we have comes from Richard. Does the Career Center direct CFP professionals to employers who are looking for experienced CFPs versus new certificates?
Well, what we encourage employers to do is to be as specific as possible on their job postings in terms of experience level that they want. So they will be indicating whether they want an experienced professional or whether they would want, say, 1 to 2 years of experience. So maybe a 5 to 7 years of experience, 10 years of experience, or 1 to 2 years of experience. So the job postings will be very indicative of that. You'll be able to see the kinds of experience that they're looking for.
Jonathan writes, I'm a certificant and a career changer, but I feel I may be suited to a supporting role like communication. Do you think firms will list jobs for people like Jonathan?
That is a really great question. Firms have a lot of different roles that they need to fill, and so I think they will be posting positions, support-related positions, positions in, let's say, marketing at their organization, and other positions outside of actual, financial planning. So I think the site is open to all of that, and I think firms have needs in that area, and they'll definitely be posting those jobs with us because they know the candidates they're going to find, like you.
And I'll just add to that, look at the firm and really read the job description because you'll find, like, for example, with smaller firms, there are multiple duties involved. So to Lisa's point, sometimes you have to, do everything at some of the smaller firms. So if you're really looking to expand your skills and maybe get into other areas, again, read the job description, and then ultimately, when you get an interview, you can ask those questions so you can make the best decision.
Bill asks, how do I see candidates' resumes on the site?
The resumes are a part of a database, so you will be able to access them through that function, through the database function.
And you have to post a job, right?
Oh, yes, and you have to have a job posted, actually, in order to access the resume database. So you can't be a lurker.
No lurking allowed.
Exactly.
Great. Well, I think we're coming to the end here. Maybe we have time for one more question or two. Let's go back up there, Dan. Scroll down, stop right there. There was a question here about females and for somebody looking to hire females. If I can find that question, if you scroll down just a little bit more, perhaps we'll come there. We're seeing the questions as they come in. I think before we wrap up, Joe, any final thoughts that you have?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I'll just reiterate what Kevin said earlier. We're very excited about this. We think we're uniquely positioned to really bridge that gap between employers and job seekers. We're very encouraged by just the activity we have on the site right now, but we're really looking to really build this to be a world-class clearinghouse for both employers and job seekers. Along those lines, we welcome your feedback. So you'll see at the last slide, there's Lisa's email address. Please send us your feedback as you use the site. If you have ideas, suggestions, we welcome that. If you want to talk with Lisa, you can set up some time or give her a call. So again, I just want to reiterate that we're very excited about this, and we look forward to more questions and comments.
Lisa, final comments from you, please.
Well, at the CFP Board, we are all very excited that this Career Center has come to life. And so we're looking forward to working with all of you out there who are listening, who are employers. We're also very excited to work with all of the job seekers that are out there and connect you with your next opportunity, whatever that may be, whether you're a college student and you want that first job or an internship while you're a college student, or whether you're an experienced professional just looking for something new. So we feel as though this Career Center is really a place to make connections and be a bridge between education and employment and opportunity to opportunity. So we're looking forward to working with all of you.
Great. I did find that question here, and I'm going to take this one final question, although we'd started to wrap. Jeff asks, in your opinion, could this site help employers hire female candidates?
Oh, absolutely. The CFP Board has a WIN initiative.
The Women's Initiative.
Women's Initiative, yes. So we are actively encouraging more women into the profession, and this site is definitely a way to do that. There's a link to all that information in the resources area, and we encourage employers to hire a diverse population, which would include women.
Can the CFP Board send us a really nice poster with the info about the Career Center website so we can post it in the hallways of business schools? That must be, that's our friend Luke again at Utah University. Luke, we're going to be providing a variety of different resources for the program directors. Again, thank you for joining us today. With me again is Joe Magueri, CFP Board's Managing Director of Marketing and Firm Relations, as well as Dr. Lisa Andrews, CFP Board's head of its Career Center. We will be posting this webinar for future reference online within the next week or so. Again, we at CFP Board appreciate the role of Fidelity Institutional, who's the initial founding sponsor of the Career Center, but there are other opportunities for folks to get involved. On the screen in front of you, you'll see the contact information about how to find the Career Center, where to post jobs, and the contact information for Lisa Andrews. The goal in bringing Lisa to CFP Board was to not only manage the CFP Board Career Center, to be a real resource, though, for those people who are considering careers in financial planning, those who are financial planning students and looking for internships, those who've completed their education but looking for that first job, or at any place along the career spectrum. So we're here to provide that resource to you. With that, we will wrap up today and say thank you for joining us, and goodbye.